So our work with local accountability really started through an understanding that we needed to be able to give more information and be able to give more insight to our community than just the test results were going to show. And some people believe that local accountability is about less accountability, and that's not accurate. It's actually about more accountability. It's about not only being accountable to the KSA test scores, but also being accountable to the community on issues that they find important. So I think when you think about local accountability, profile, defenses of learning, it really gives the relevance and the purpose behind what we do in the classroom. When you start talking about your profile of a graduate, you're talking about soft skills, you're talking about skills that are transferable out into the workplace, okay? When you're talking about defenses of learning, you're talking about how did that work that I did in the classroom, how did that make me ready to go and be successful at the next step, college or career. And so those three things, they all fit together. They fit together extremely nicely because it brings the relevance to the work that's being done inside the classroom.
All right, our 6 competencies of the profile of a graduate are a critical thinker, responsible collaborator, a lifelong learner, effective communicator, a global citizen, and an inspired innovator. A student might stand up and talk about how a passion project they did in the 3rd grade helped them to be a responsible collaborator through figuring out how to work with their peers. They might talk about how an assessment score makes them a lifelong learner through learning to overcome adversity from maybe a test they didn't do as well on. It could be something ranging from talking about an activity that they did that's extracurricular in nature. They could talk about being on the softball field or the baseball field and how that made them a global citizen through playing with other teams and other kids from around the region. It is anything that connects to how they embody those 6 competencies of our profile of a graduate. A Defense of Learning is a capstone event where every student in Shelby County Public Schools at a transitional grade, so 5th grade, 8th grade, and 12th grade, will present the culmination of their learning around our profile of a graduate to a panel that's made up of community members, parents, sometimes other students, business leaders, and that is a part of actually our district's graduation policy. We require that every single 5th, 8th, and 12th grade student in our community successfully defend their learning in order to become a graduate of Shelby County Public Schools.
Without the defenses, it's a poster on the wall and it's a nice thing to do, but the defenses make it real and measurable and have impact, and that's what we're really looking for.
Well, defenses of learning, to tie everything back up, is a very way how we students can demonstrate to the whole community or even the community around us to show what makes every single one of us unique. And so a test cannot simply replicate just that because, to be honest, everybody is special in their own way. And so a test will limit that ability and show the creativity behind us. And so if students want to exceed more of their morals and everything, to demonstrate what they're fully capable of, I believe defensive learning is the best way to suit that.
They had healthcare student pathway present, and they had all in one series, and they had the president of our hospital sit in on that. He gave 2 job offers that day to students. They were so good, and he was so impressed by their presentation and what they had accomplished and what they had mastered. He offered 2 of them jobs. We've seen many examples of students that have really excelled. The panel gives good input, and more importantly, the community participating in the panel really learn and grow themselves.
so community dashboard is an important piece for schools to have at their disposal in order for them to be able to tell their own story. In education, oftentimes we let everybody else tell our story for us. And there's another story to be told other than just a discrete test score. And what a community dashboard is, they allow you to do that. And local accountability is really the next step of that. So after you identify exactly what it is that they want, how are you going to measure whether or not you're actually providing what it is that they want? And so we went through a process that took us probably about 18 months in total, but we had most of it done in about a year, where we went out into the community for, I'm going to say we did about 50 meetings with different groups, all different kind of stakeholders. We talked to students, we talked to people out in the community, we talked to SBDM groups, there were superintendent advisory councils, pretty much anybody that would let us talk to them, we talked to them. And we asked them a couple different questions. And when we asked them the questions, the overall focus was, what is it that you want out of this Shelby County Public Schools experience? Because we thought when we started, this was going to end up being a dashboard full of numbers and data, and everything was going to automatically calculate. But what we found out really quick in our conversations was our community just didn't want that. What they really wanted is they really wanted the rest of the story, if you will. And so what we did is, for all intents and purposes, we went rogue a little bit and said, we're going to tell the stories, and we're going to let the narrative drive the data instead of letting the data drive the narrative. And that really changed the whole focus of what that website was going to look like.
The very first step, and you know, I know a lot of people have said this, but the very first step has to be community involvement. You have to bring the community together, and the community has, and your stakeholders have to lead the work. They have to be able to tell you, here's what's important to us. Here is the data that we want to see. Here's how we define a successful district. And when you get that information and you get that input, then as a collaborative group, you can really start to build a meaningful local accountability system. But it starts with the understanding that a local accountability system can be many different things. It can look very different and still have a huge impact. And it starts with bringing those stakeholders together and hearing their voice and where the things that they feel like are important and make districts successful.
Here's the truth of the matter. If you look at our schools, our teachers, our admins, they are all working very hard around the clock, but you only have so many hours in a day. And so if we want to take this to the next level, the project-based learning, the hands-on competency, the soft skills, we have to collaborate. We don't have a choice. We have to get the community involved. And I think that's what we've seen here in Shelby County. There's no resistance to that. There's a willingness and interest. And so you have people who are business owners or who are in fields that are willing and want to come in and partner with the schools and with the students. And really what we're doing is multiplying the time and the opportunities for the kids. And so they're having exposure, not just to a theory, but to a practitioner, to the real world. So they know how that could play out through their life, through a career, or through volunteerism.
Our community here is incredibly supportive, but all of our work, from Defenses of Learning to our community dashboard, has really helped us stay connected and grounded to the world that we want our graduates to enter. We want our graduates in Shelby County to either go on to a four-year college or university or instantly join the workforce, and we want them to do that here. And so through our defenses and through our community dashboard, it's really helped us create a common language of this is who we're preparing our community for, and this is where you're going to be when it comes to being a successful, productive member of society.
We need to see our students as individuals because every one of them learns a little bit differently and every one of them has a different motivation for that process. And if we can build that strong relationship and personal connection with students, we're going to end up seeing the academic progress at the end of the day. And so those two things feed into each other so well. A lot of the things that we're doing from an accountability perspective add that experience and are able to build connections between students and our families that are going to be meaningful and lasting.
When I have 3 children, and so when I look at them, they are each unique. You know, I may have one that loves math, one that loves science, one that really is excited about writing and English, but all of them enjoy school. And not just that, I feel like they have people who invest in them and let them know that they have value to bring to this world. And so I see their development not just in what they would do on a test. I mean, they all have really learned a lot and done well on that front, but just in their ability to be a productive member of the community and to communicate effectively and just to be good humans. And it makes me feel really good as a mom to know I don't have to take them somewhere else. I don't have to stress about their education because I know they are in the context of our community where they are cared for. They're learning not just the competencies, but they're going beyond that, and they're really developing their unique gifts so they can go out and whatever they were created to do in this world, I know they will get it done.
With the opportunities I'm growing and showing to colleges, I have been offered many good scholarships based on my moral character instead of my actual test scores. These colleges are seeing how more of you as a moral character are, and showing how you've grown personally, because GPA at the end of the day is just a form of tests and scores. However, one thing that would never change could be character.
In the learning process, there's ups and downs, and standardized testing, they don't reflect that. But as a student, you can defend and say, yeah, I messed up here, but this is how I fixed. This is how I relearned it. This is how I fixed it.
Well, this is our chance. This is our chance, the students' chance to say and prove that they are bigger than that number. And so for me, that's compelling. That excites me for kids and their parents that come in, and we're all crying tears of joy and we're celebrating. Yes, you are more than that number, than that standardized test, whether it was anxiety or whether math is just hard for you. You are more than that number and you are ready. How can we not get behind that? That is motivating, it is beautiful, and it is worth putting everything we have to getting this right, because not only that, how it empowers students and community, it also truly helps prepare them for the skills that they need. Listen, I was an English teacher for 19 years. They don't need to remember Romeo and Juliet's last name, but they do need to know how to work with people and collaborate. They need to know how to design and think and innovate. That's what industries are saying that they need. So if we're not giving them these opportunities, then we're letting our students down, because we can't prepare our students for the workplace of the past. We have to prepare them for the workplace of now and the future. So we have to adjust. And I think once you do, you will not regret it. You'll be glad. You'll enjoy it. It's beautiful. It's worth it. It's one of the best things. It's the best thing I've seen in education in my 20-year career.